very disappointing to see conservative Republicans, very much First Amendment rights supporters, want to limit that right, with the exception of Commissioner Hamercheck, who last week voted no. I have been a Lake County resident for 33 of my 60 years. I feel your new limited public speaking rules discourages Lake County residents from wanting to voice their Lake County concerns to their elected commissioners. As discouraged as I am about the new public speaking resolution, it is my right to continue to address this board with my Lake County concerns as a taxpayer of this county. And I plan to continue doing so when I see an issue such as your responsibility to maintain our community and county roads. Regardless of the fact that the county engineer seems to no longer have a seat at this particular table. And it has been established at a multitude of times in 2023 commissioner meetings that the county roads are your responsibility. That being said, Commissioner Plenchnik, while we have yet to be on the same page when it comes to our county road perspectives, and obviously the new resolution on the public speaking portion, I felt the very inappropriate and frankly ugly personal attack you endured at last week's meeting was totally out of line, especially in a very public meeting, and it served no purpose to address any issue whatsoever for the residents of Lake County. I would hope, as this is a public forum, we could all be responsible, respectable examples in this new year ahead. Not only for our children, whose concerns have been brought up numerous times in past meetings, and on occasion have actually been in attendance in this very room, but also an example for other adults who still need to learn that lesson. Thank you for listening to my 3-minute public comment.
Thank you. Dave Lima, 7774 Litchfield Drive. Good morning, Commissioners. I also was disappointed to learn that you voted to eliminate the second public comment item from the regular agenda. The second public comment item has been part of this Commission's agenda for as long as I can remember. A public meeting with public comments can be a means of soliciting feedback on proposed resolutions. It can allow citizens to respond to changes and create awareness of an issue. It encourages public involvement, and involving the public helps to ensure that relevant information is not overlooked. Diverse participation can also help to legitimize the final decisions or actions for the greater public. Of course, a limited public forum establishing reasonable rules concerning time limits, disruptive behavior, prolonged, repetitive, and irrelevant comments makes sense. It not only allows for the orderly conduct of business, but it also protects the right of others who wish to provide input. Despite the fact that Ohio does not require public comments to be included in the agendas of public bodies, the vast majority of city councils, county commissions, school boards, and other public bodies have included public comments as part of their regular agenda, recognizing that input from the community is at the heart of democratic governance. The Metro School Board, for example, allows public comments concerning agenda items at the beginning of their meetings and a second public comment at the end for addressing other concerns and issues. This commission, over the years, has voluntarily chosen to seek public input concerning county issues and policy by including public comment at the beginning and end of each meeting. Without a second public comment agenda item, we, the public, are unable to address other concerns and issues and unable to respond to a number of agenda items that follow the Commission's consideration of published proposed resolutions, namely departmental reports and old and new business. Opportunity should exist for public input should these items be the subject of discussion by the Commission. Therefore, to ensure that public input and democratic governance is respected and valued, I urge you to reconsider and revisit the decision to eliminate the second public comment agenda item and restore it to its proper place as a regular agenda item. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Massey, 8196 Rainbow Drive. I'm here on behalf of several residents that have asked me to, who can't attend the commissioner meetings, and asked me to address their issues. And one has to do with the following, and I'll make this available to the commissioners, but they're complaining about the high-level street lights that don't work or are intermittent in operation. And they're all located on Lost Nation Road and the approach to the bridge over the Route 2. It's been over 2 years since they first notified the county engineer's office of the situation, but it still hasn't been resolved. I've also received calls from citizens complaining about lights on Route 2 that are no longer working, and they have not been working for quite some time. So we're asking on behalf of the citizens, what is going to be done and when can that problem be fixed? Thank you. May I approach Jennifer?
Yes.
Good morning, it's Roxanne Premont from Willoughby Hills on Maple Grove Road. Commissioners, thank you for your service and thank you for this opportunity to speak. I moved to Ohio from North Carolina approximately 4 years ago. I lived in Durham, North Carolina, which was run by Democrats. Despite this, property taxes were revenue neutral. By revenue neutral, I mean that when property values went up, then the rate of taxation was adjusted downward so the county took in exactly the same amount of tax dollars. If the county wanted more revenue, then it had to go to the taxpayers and convince them. I would like to suggest that this is the moral thing to do, even here in Lake County, Ohio. I was recently shocked to learn that my property and school taxes could go up substantially if my house is revalued at a higher price. In other words, I'm shocked to learn that I can be penalized in yet another way by the Federal Reserve's inflationary monetary policy. I'm already dinged by my grocery bill, but may soon be dinged again by my property tax bill. The citizens voted for a certain amount of taxation, and just because the value of all property is reassessed by, for instance, a 25% increase, as an example, does not mean the county government should get a 25% raise. If the county government can justify that it needs more money, then the county needs to justify that to the electorate, who then should vote on the matter. Please note that in North Carolina there are also no local income taxes. There was only a state income tax. I also lived in Texas, which had no state income tax at all. I have lived in several places. However, Lake County and Ohio share the distinction with New York State of being the only states where local governments can tax your income and collect local income and collect income taxes for both where you live and where you work. But still, Ohio exceeds New York State because Ohio allows some school districts to be separate taxing authorities. Ohio wins for having the strangest, most complicated, and excessive form of taxation I've seen. I've told my friends in other states to not follow me to Ohio. This is unfortunate because really and truly, don't misunderstand me, I love a lot of things about Lake County, Ohio. I think Lake County is a beautiful place to live. Its river valleys, forests, and Lake Erie make it a naturally prettier place than Durham, North Carolina. However, there's a reason that Ohio remains an unpopular jurisdiction for business and people to relocate to. changing excessive and complicated forms of taxation will do more to attract business to Lake County than the Chamber of Commerce or Visitor Center ever will. Very liberal, and I do mean very liberal, Durham, North Carolina, has lower taxes and fewer taxing authorities with no local income taxes. Durham is absolutely thriving today. There is a reason it is often referred to today as the new Silicon Valley, with tons of new businesses. Durham has expanded its tax base and provided a lot of new jobs to the residents in the process. That allowed it to hold the line on tax rates. Please consider improving Lake County by doing similar, moving the same direction. Please make property taxes revenue neutral in this county. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Okay, God bless.
Thank you. Anyone else for public portion?